I'm behind you. So the part that you don't have a choice about is a poem that I wrote, because I do that sometimes. I know it's a shocker. But I often go on hikes with my father. No, whether or not I like going on hikes with my father, that's all totally different. But I do go on hikes with my father. And there was one day when we went to an outlook point on the Hudson River, which was just, varying levels of beautiful and all that stuff. But nobody cares about that. What I cared about with that was that there was a point in the woods walking up, because it was all walking up, when I stopped. And my dad was completely out of sight, and I listened, and I couldn't hear anything at all. I heard nothing, which I had never had happen before. Like, usually you at least hear trucks downshifting on the highway or something, but I didn't hear anything. And while I was walking, I wrote this poem 45 days ago today, according to my iPhone. And then I'm going to do something else after that. I walked once in a vast forest and listened for the silence that I knew there. The wind stopped blowing, the trees stopped rustling, and for the first time in my life, I heard nothing but quiet. I stood for a long time, hearing nothing but the unbroken stillness of the woods. And while I stood, I pondered, and I wondered on why the world couldn't always be this simple. I wondered on war, and I thought about hate, and I pondered on if the earth could ever just have this simplicity, this peace, and this innocence. But then I realized that only I could have it, standing alone in a vast forest and listening to silence. Woo! Okay, the next part's different. So, you guys have two choices. Either I can recite one of Hamlet's soliloquies, or I can play for you a song that I wrote for the guitar about the Ashokan Field campus that has no words.
Play the song!
I need Jack Warren's guitar.
I'm on the thing! I haven't moved!
John, take the freaking shoes off!
John, I won't play the song unless you take your shoes off.
John, you're good. There you go.
I said,
Good job, Summer.
John, I will have my dog eat you. I will have my thing.
All right. Shh.
Y'all ready for this?
Eli,
Two camps now, I think. I did an advanced camp, which was nice and emotional.
It was.
And then I did a finale, slightly less emotional. It's a song I wrote. Took me no time at all, because it was just came in my head the first two verses, and then it took me almost 4 years to finish it, because I couldn't really find a way to do it. And then at advanced camp, I kind of just got the inspiration one day and wrote it. It's kind of tough for me to sing right now, just so you know. Like my voice is a little messed up because I can't hear out of my left ear. But I'm gonna give it a try. Shadow of the moon is rising over the trees, and I really just don't know what to do. I'm sitting here thinking of you when am I left to the sound of your tunes. A red rose sitting on your doorstep, a tear forming in my eye. The smell of love and blood is rising over the air as the eagle takes flight with the scream of despair. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. So you once loved with a love like no other, a love that I return the same. But when I caught you cheating on our love, you know I had to put a bullet in my brain. And now I'm flying high on the feeling I'm soaring with the eagles and the stars. The air above is crisp and clean forever, and now I'll never ever feel no pain. I once thought we would last a lifetime. I thought that you could do no wrong, but I didn't know that every word you told me would drive me to write my funeral song. And the floor is stained with the death of our dreams. The walls are tainted with your squeals of joy. The ceiling smells of rotted sex and scoundrels. And now the blues are bleeding out of my veins. And the blood is soaking through the floorboards as I feel my slowly start to close. 'Cause I never thought that death would be so peaceful. Never thought that there'd be no pain. I only wish that you could see me dying, so I could hold you in my arms once again. Oh, once again. Oh, once again.
So I want to say for you guys, like my favorite little monologue thingy from anything ever. It's from the Two Towers.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I know so.
And I don't know. Whenever like I'm sad or like things in my life aren't really working out, like I tend to think about this because I find that it's just true and it's just a good bit of advice. So I don't know. It's Samwise talking to Frodo, the whole jazz. I know it's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here, but we are. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo, the ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were, and sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to being the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it'll shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think I do understand. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back. Only they didn't. They kept going. Because they were holding on to something. That there's still some good left in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for.
Out in the background?
Yeah, of course.
Of
Of course,
okay.
dude.
So we stayed in 2005, for camp, we rented this place, Koinonia, which was this like this huge land with like these ridiculously nice facilities that just didn't know what they were getting into with us. But anyways, we had like hotel-style rooms. So like instead of like a bunkhouse, like we each had our own room. Like my room, like me and Gabo shared a bed, and Reed and Ike shared a bed, and we had our own bathroom and shower. And like everybody had their own rooms, like the doors locked. It was great. It was awesome. But so the showers, it was really nice, and the showers all stopped working. Like we went and like slept in the woods for the weekend or something, and we came back and nobody could shower. And we all smelled like really terrible. And the shower would like shoot like a little bit out, like the water pressure wasn't right, and the water was coming out, it was like gross. It was like we were like, what? How did you guys turn this off on us? And, like, but so we did this like, Josh did this like slam poetry workshop, and I wrote this poem about the shower, and I'm gonna try and remember it. The shower doesn't work. The soap stays obedient and kind, and my shampoo is eager and ready. But the shower doesn't work. It screams and whines at me. The shower is the asshole that makes all other assholes look like Mother Teresa. The shower is the guy who talks in movie theaters. It's your best friend who steals your car and fucks your wife. That was in there. No, that was in there. Really? That was in there.
I bet this was in there too.
And that's all I can remember.
Wow.
Well, that's a great way to end it.
Oh yeah, and I need it to get clean. That was the last line.
Great. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't actually have a parsnip. If I had a root vegetable, it would be in my hands. But my hands are empty. Except for this button, which belongs to somebody and should be on their pants or shirt or something.
What does it say?
It doesn't say anything. It's white.
Oh, it's like a-
it's got a little
okay. I thought
like
it
brownish
was
spot. I
Come on,
don't know.
Chad, let's be real.
Alright, whatever. I'm gonna hold on to this if you're missing a button. The parsnip, friends, I do repeat, is simply an anemic bee. Some people claim this plant inedible. Myself, I find this claim incredible. That comes from me to you as a gesture of innards of my heart.
Woo!
Twillig in the slidey toe, Gary you will away. All nimsy will borrow, mum rats upgrade. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, that draws the bite of claws and catch. Beware the jump bird, threw me his face. Messed up. He took his little sword in hand, long time, immense. Son. Oh, I messed up completely.
That's okay.
I know the words.
I do too.
Long time the maximum.
All right, we'll start. How about this? We'll start it over. Start it over. Boom. And my Men in Black thing. Forgot it.
Neuralizer.
Yeah, sure. What are you talking about? Alright, Twas brillig in the slidey toes, gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy with the borrow goes, and the moon rats out grave. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jump bird, and shun the frumious band to snatch. He took his lovely sword in hand, long time in man's own slowly sought. So rested he with the tum-tum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as enough his thought, he stood the Jabberwock with eyes of flame, came whiffling to the tulgey wood, and burbled to the cane. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head, he went clumping back. Hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frab just stay, calloo calais, chortled in his joy. So brillig in the slidey toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy with the borrow goes, and the moon rats are great. Great.